ready to bring our speaker on, the first thing that came to my mind is the book of Revelations. Because in the book of Revelations, anybody read where it says eventually there'll be no more sickness, no more illness, no more death, no more disease? When I looked at that, my prayer at that stage in my life was, God, I need something to start helping rebuild my body. You see, we got a health food store, so I'm doing everything that I know, but the body's still aging, for me, prematurely. So when I heard about this science, and I heard about this juice, and I asked my business partner that's walking in here, what's the best price I can buy and try this at? I don't know about you, but I always want to buy things at the best price that I can try this at. I immediately ordered 10 cases of them. Was it 10? I probably ordered something like 30, 60 cases the first month, but I immediately ordered 10. And sometimes people say, let me try something out before I tell people about it. That's not how it works. If I saw the picture and I was convinced, I just started showing the picture. And every time I showed the before and after pictures, people were like, what is this? We need it. I'm in the chiropractor's office. I'm showing, you ever seen anything like this? No, what is this? We need this. In the bank, I showed the bank manager, you ever seen anything like this? What is this? I need this. When you come back to the bank, bring me some of this. So the testimonials are phenomenal. And I know that they're going to be hard to believe, but when you hear the science behind the product, you're going to understand that we truly have something here that comes along once in a lifetime. I had a unique opportunity to interview our special guest on our TV show. And we had standing room only in this room the first time she came. And so I'd like you, if you will, Detroit, to help us welcome Miss Nancy Howard from Miami, Florida. Let's see if we get your microphone. It's coming up.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
You're right here, Nancy. You got your power. And you're on. Thank you.
Wow, I'm so glad to be here. It's always fun to be in Detroit. It's not on, but it's okay. Can you hear me now? I've been told I have a pretty big mouth, so I'm sure you guys can hear me either way. So what do you guys think about these pictures that you're seeing? They're unreal, right? Just kind of, I don't know, maybe, who are those people? Well, these are all people that we know personally. And these are not company photos, they're not photoshopped. These are actually real people who have had results using BioCell collagen, which we're going to talk about. But these results occurred from the inside out, and that's what's so special and so unique about BioCell collagen is that it's actually comprised of the same elements found within your connective tissue. And it actually happens from the inside out, showing through like you see in these pictures. So we're going to talk about these. I have a PowerPoint on there. I don't know if there's a clicker. I think he was checking. But I have a PowerPoint. If not, I could just talk. I don't need the PowerPoint. So BioCell collagen outside of Jusuru that have given us awards for Frost & Sullivan, which you may have heard of. That's the largest third-party research firm in the world. And they recognized BioCell collagen as the best bone and joint ingredient over pharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals in its category. Best bone and joint ingredient. It rebuilds the cartilage. And, you know, I don't know about you guys. I know you guys think I'm young. It's only because I look young because I use this product. But when the cartilage starts to break down, it breaks down everywhere. And you're going to see a picture up here of Jeff in a moment. And what's interesting is that Jeff, you can see the cartilage growth in his face. You can see that the cartilage grew back. And you know the saying, as we get older, our nose and our ears just keep growing? And they look longer, right? Our ears get long, our nose gets long. Everything sags. It's not growing, it's sagging. Because the nose and ears are made up of cartilage. And you'll notice in a picture that's coming up here of Jeff, you'll notice his ears and his nose are actually shorter after just 90 days on BioCell collagen. And it's interesting because that's happening in the face, but what do you think is happening to his other cartilage? His knees and his hips and his shoulders. And you know, when we're in preschool, we sing head and shoulders, knees and toes. That's the way it goes. So, I don't know. Anyway, all right, maybe you're not going to see Jeff. Yeah. So, this is working from the inside out. Is there any way to get the PowerPoint up? This, yeah, this from the slideshow. You can just hit this little square here. There we go. All right, I'll just go through my PowerPoint. That'll be a lot faster. Okay, so BioCell collagen, it's a breakthrough ingredient. No other ingredient of its kind. We have all the patents. We have 6 patents, international and U.S. patents. We have pending patents. Coca-Cola wanted us for, I don't think I'm allowed to say that, so just edit. Scratch. We have a very large drink retailer who wanted the rights to liquid BioCell collagen, and we said, forget it, no way. The top 3 direct sale companies wanted liquid BioCell collagen, and we said, no way. We kept it for ourselves. We kept it as a private label, and we called it Jusuru. And does anyone, you guys have to know what Jusuru means. If you've ever heard Dr. Kipa, it means the good stuff. No, it's a Japanese word, and it means to live. And that's what's happening. Those pictures that you were seeing, those are people who are getting their lives back. Because they're not just cosmetic results that are showing up on the outside. These are the components found naturally occurring within your own connective tissue. If you can rebuild the connective tissues, your body starts to function at a higher level. If your pancreas is working, what happens? It produces insulin, and you don't have those fluctuations anymore. If your heart is pumping out blood and oxygen the way it should, you don't have those fluctuations anymore. Okay, so BioCell collagen. Okay, we're going to move through these pretty fast. Basically, it's going to rebuild your cartilage. Here's just a few bullet points. Increase your collagen. It supports the bones and the structural components of your entire framework, the joints. It's proven to protect from photoaging. That's probably more for people in Miami, where I'm from. I don't know, you guys have some sun here. I brought it with me. So thank yous, yeah, just, but it tightens up the skin, it's good for the hair, it's just amazing because all of that is your connective tissue. So the company behind BioCell Collagen is GMP Labs, and moving forward, it's actually, GMP Labs has over 20 years experience and credibility in formulation and development all over the world. They actually formulate for companies like GNC and Vitamin Shop and Purity Products, all these different companies, okay? And they're a privately held, debt-free corporation. So you don't have to worry about manufacturing. Are they going to run out of production? They can't keep up. There's no question. They've been doing it for over 20 years and all over the world. So as I said before, we have multiple patents. I would just move forward. Some of this stuff I already said, so we'll just keep moving forward. Okay, for 15 years, actually now it's closer to 17 years, that they've been retailing BioCell collagen in all the stores, in many different companies. You've heard of Purity and Twin Lab and Nature's Way and all these different companies. In fact, Rick and I yesterday were in a health food store, and we're like, there's BioCell collagen, under different names. But we own it. So just not to get it confused, BioCell Collagen, GMP Labs is the developer, the formulator, and we private label to all those other companies who market it. We private label the rights to them, and they market it under their own name. The difference is they market a powder, a capsule. That powder and that capsule has to go through a digestive process. And you lose a lot of the nutrients in a pill or a powder form. So as it's going through that digestive process, you're only keeping a trace amount of it, okay? What we have now is a liquid form, the same ingredient, but in a liquid. And they did not just empty a capsule into a bottle of juice. They didn't do that. They actually reformulated BioCell collagen as a liquid, and they broke it down to the lowest molecular weight. It has the highest absorption of any other source of collagen or hyaluronic acid. And those are the components we're going to talk about. For 15 years, in the capsule form, BioCell Collagen has held the highest reorder rate of any other supplement. That's pretty impressive. The highest reorder rate of any other supplement, including vitamin C, multivitamins, calcium, all of these different vitamins. We have 37 human, double-blind, placebo-controlled studies. Do you guys know what that means? It means I can give you mushroom powder and I can give you the ingredients that we're using, and you're not going to know which one you're taking. Okay, so guess how many people had results? We have a 90% success ratio in our double-blind studies, and that's unheard of. That is absolutely unheard of. And when I talk about success, I'm talking about a reduced stiffness in the joints. I'm talking about increase in mobility, less discomfort, more mobility. Okay, and basically BioCell Collagen is a naturally occurring matrix of all three components found in our connective tissue. It's collagen, hyaluronic acid, and chondroitin sulfate. They're not three separate ingredients that you would go to your health store and buy a bottle of collagen, a bottle of chondroitin. In fact, if you look at a lot of joint supplements, there's a disclaimer on it. It says contains shellfish, right? How many people are allergic to shellfish and shrimp and crawfish, okay? Because the body doesn't recognize that. And so anything your body is taking in and not recognizing, your immune system sees that as a foreign substance and it has to fight it off. The more that you cause your immune system to fight, you're creating inflammation in the body. Inflammation, how many conditions are there out there that doctors say, oh, there's no cure for that. We don't even know what causes it. Let me tell you what causes it: inflammation. All right? So this is so important to understand because BioCell Collagen replicates our own tissue. And we can move forward because it comes, a lot of people ask, well, what's the difference? It's all three components found in one source. It's the only source that replicates our own tissue. So our body recognizes it. It's at a very low molecular weight for immediate absorption. It's not going through that digestive process. It's a liquid absorbed in the mouth. Okay, and so you're actually absorbing it through the mouth. It's immediately carried into the bloodstream, into the tissues. Bypasses the liver. Okay, a lot of people ask me, well, what about the liver? It's going to help your liver. And we'll talk more about that later. And also, it doesn't have to go through that extra digestive process to break it down. It's immediately absorbed in the mouth. As I said before, multifaceted, multi-patented ingredient. It's the only orally absorbable form of hyaluronic acid on the market. There's a lot of hyaluronic acid out there. We have the only source that has proven clinical results. And not only just clinical results, but I'm going to show you that it raises your levels by 6,000% in 28 days. So it's absorbed and it's effective, okay? Each hyaluronic acid molecule holds up to 1,000 times its weight in water. And so what does that mean? It's responsible for hydrating the body from the brain all the way down to the toes. You guys know as we get older, we get forgetful, right? And we start to get forgetful, and I'm just getting older. It used to be I'm just getting older. Now there's pretty names associated with those memory loss conditions, right? And there's other motor skills that we lose as we get older, and some people, get these conditions, and they think, well, there's no cure for it. I guess I'm on my way out. That's not true. Okay, the body shows a significant decrease of hyaluronic acid in the brain when those conditions have been studied and compared with hyaluronic acid. We have the only orally absorbable form that hydrates and repairs tissues from here all the way down. Okay, and just to go back for a moment, tissues, when we talk about hyaluronic acid repairs the tissues, that's what's responsible for tissues. Well, we think about tissues by what we can see. We think about the skin, right? That's the largest organ of our body. So what are the other organs made up of? The same tissue. So if it's repairing tissue on the outside within 90 days, what do you think it's doing to your arteries? to your tendons, your ligaments. The discs in your spine are made up of tissue. Your nerves. Does anybody get out of bed in the morning and you have all that tingling and you're not getting the circulation you need, or you get up the wrong way and you have that pinched feeling? Do you know that your nerves are made up of tissue? Okay? And when we feel any kind of pain or discomfort, did you know that there's only 10% that you actually feel? By the time you feel pain, by the time you have symptoms of any kind, you're already 90% damaged. That's why people can find out they have diseases and it's too late, or so they say, because it's already through their body. We don't know it until it's already damaged. Okay, so tissue repair, just understand those tissues are not just on the outside, they're also on the inside. And then going forward, hyaluronic acid is also responsible for the sticky, gooey stuff in our eyes. That vitreous humor of the eyes is all hyaluronic acid. And the synovial fluid that lubricates our joints, all of the lubrication in our body is made up of hyaluronic acid. And if you're taking joint supplements, here's something I always like to point out. It's almost redundant because I say it all the time, but it's really important to understand what you're putting into your body. Why do you consume supplements? Because you want to fix something, right? If it's not reaching that point of contact, it's not effective. So if you're taking joint supplements, here's what I want you to understand. There's no blood supply to your cartilage. Nutrients travel through the blood, but there's no blood flow to the cartilage. So how do those nutrients get to the cartilage to rebuild it? You can have amazing joint supplements. When they're tested in a lab, the ingredients are great, they're wonderful, but if it's not reaching the cartilage, how effective is it? It's not. Nutrients travel through synovial fluid. So that lubrication in our joints, that's what feeds our cartilage. The problem is that in our mid-20s to early 30s, you can move forward, I guess, mid-20s to early 30s, we stop producing hyaluronic acid. We don't produce it anymore. We start producing an enzyme called hyaluronidase. And that's the enzyme that does the opposite of hyaluronic acid. So this enzyme now dehydrates and deteriorates our tissue, and it dries up that synovial fluid. So we get into our 40s and 50s, and we get up out of a chair, and we hear all this noise and cracking and popping, and it's not the chair, it's our joints. Did I make that noise? Is that my knee? And we hear all of this, right? And so my question is, if you're taking joint supplements and that synovial fluid is dried up, how effective are those supplements? They're not reaching your cartilage to rebuild it. So if you look at pubmed.gov, if you look at any of the public clinical studies that have been done on glucosamine over many, many years, you'll find the consistency in the results showing that they taper off over time. The effects taper off over time. They don't continue to work. BioCell Collagen as a joint supplement is the only ingredient that's been proven to continually build over time. In fact, the more you use, the more results you'll get. So none of it is wasted. And it's really interesting because that synovial fluid is what carries the other nutrients to the cartilage. So we're not just putting in nutrients, but we're actually delivering those nutrients to the point of contact. That's why this rebuilds cartilage, okay? And our ingredient, BioCell Collagen, as I said before, it increases your levels of hyaluronic acid by 6,000% in 28 days. That's amazing, because let me tell you, with hyaluronic acid, doctors inject it. Because up until this point, it couldn't be used by the body. It's too heavy of a molecule, so it just sits as a filler. Doctors will inject into the spine or into the joints, and it just sits there as a filler to cushion. Or doctors will inject, for ladies who want to get rid of wrinkles, Juvederm, right? Just under the skin, and it sits there as a filler, okay? And for the first time, we have that available for the entire body. From the inside out, your entire body. Let me ask you, when you start to see wrinkles in your 30s, 40s, we start to see little fine lines, and maybe the neck starts to droop, and all of our skin goes south, and we start wearing longer dresses, and we used to wear short shorts, and now we're, because all of our tissues begin to break down, okay? If that's happening on the outside, what also happens in our 30s, our 40s, our 50s? We start to notice other changes, hormonal changes. We start to notice our hair changes texture, it starts to thin out. We start to notice our energy levels go down and decrease. Our metabolism slows down, right? Our eyesight gets a little weaker, doesn't it? These are all, what? Getting older. That's what we always say, well, I'm getting older, okay? It's a result of a lack of hyaluronic acid, a breakdown of collagen in the body. So all of those tissues that support your thyroid, your pancreas, your heart, that all has to do with your energy levels, your metabolism, your hormone balance. All of those conditions of getting older, we see it on the outside, but we start feeling it on the inside because it's all the same condition. It's a breakdown of those tissues. So we're able to increase our levels by 6,000% in 28 days, and it's also the only ingredient proven to inhibit or block hyaluronidase. So at the same time we're repairing tissues, our body is repairing and rebuilding itself with the tools that God gave us. Our body is a machine. It's a miracle. We're designed to regenerate and repair ourselves, okay? And so if we're given the right tools, if we put those nutrients into the body, then it's able to do what it was intended to do. So at the same time we're seeing that repair on the outside, it's also repairing the tissues that support us on the inside. I hope that makes sense to everyone. The outside is always a reflection of the inside, and that's true in every wave of life. All right, so collagen, what do we associate collagen? We think it's an anti-aging cream, right? And all the guys are like, I don't need that. Well, guess what? Guys probably need it more than women do, because collagen is not just on the outside. Our bones are made up of collagen. How many guys play basketball and football and, you know, they're out there and they're active and they're building something and they're fixing something, right? That's what guys do. You guys need it more than we do. So collagen is what our bones are made up of. And the more, you know, stress that we put on our body, especially athletes, they're breaking that down. Also, collagen is responsible for all of the protein. Collagen is a protein. And so when you work out, you go to the gym, or, you know, guys that are out there playing basketball, whatever it is that we're doing, what do we do after we exert ourselves? After we exercise, we usually have a protein shake, or we eat something with protein in it to rebuild those muscle fibers that we just broke down, right? Well, collagen is the most abundant protein in the body. And when we talk about muscles, protein helps to build and maintain strong muscle mass. We talk about the biceps, the triceps, all of our muscles. But just to understand, your heart is also a muscle. It's the most important muscle in your body. And if it's not functioning at the levels where it's pumping out the blood and oxygen, everything else goes south, okay? So collagen, it's responsible for all of the structural component of your tissue. And chondroitin sulfate, that's the last component. These three components are found naturally occurring within BioCell collagen, also naturally occurring within your own connective tissue. This is what we're made up of. Chondroitin sulfate helps to keep our cartilage hydrated. It repairs damaged connective tissue. It cushions impact stress, so it's that rubber band effect in your joints. It's that cushion, like jumping on a mattress. When I was a kid, we used to jump on the bed and, you know, three little monkeys and the whole nine. So that's what chondroitin sulfate does. It helps to keep your cartilage you know, from breaking down prematurely. So we have a lot of research moving forward just on BioCell collagen, a lot of studies, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but we have toxicology studies, and this is important because everyone wants to know, well, how much can I take? Is there too much? Can I overdo it? What are the side effects? We did toxicology studies, again, through a third-party source. We didn't do it ourselves. And we have found that you could take more than 33 times the recommended dosage without any adverse reaction. Okay, so if you can eat a bowl of chicken soup and you can have a glass of grape juice, you can have this product. That's as simple as it gets. It's a food source. And so very, very safe. Also, double-blind, placebo-controlled studies, as I said before, supporting joint health efficacy. Bioavailability studies. None of this is wasted. If you were to drink an entire bottle, your body's going to use it. If you drink 2 ounces, your body's going to use it. If your body is a big dry sponge, that's what our body is, right? And Dr. Kifa turned me on to a doctor. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. And he says, you're not sick, you're thirsty. And I love that because it's so true. Your body is depleted of everything that it's made up of. And as we begin to dehydrate, imagine the effects in your brain. If your brain is 90% water and you're dehydrating, how functionable is your brain, your neurological system, the spine? Everything comes from the spine. What happens if that all gets dehydrated and starts to dry? Have you ever seen a dry leaf? We're in the Midwest now, so I can talk. A dry leaf, and you rub it together, and it's like powder. It just disintegrates like powder. That's what your body is, the older we get. So if your brain, 90% water, dries up, what happens to your memory? What happens to your motor skills, right? If the rest of your body, over 70% water, dehydrates and starts to dry up, and you go from what looks like a plum to a shriveled up little raisin, what happens? How is your thyroid functioning? How's your pancreas functioning? How can it produce insulin if it's dried up like that, right? So we're putting the nutrients back in. The bioavailability studies show that none of it's wasted. Your body soaks it up, and it's absorbed in the mouth, not through the digestive process. So it's amazing, the studies that have been done. Also, as I already said before, this is known to inhibit or block the enzyme that breaks it all down. So you're rebuilding, repairing, rehydrating, and you're blocking the enzyme that would do the opposite. We have international recognition. I talked about the Frost & Sullivan, and we can go to the next slide. Frost & Sullivan awarded us Best Bone and Joint Ingredient. Also, they awarded us recently with the Best Collagen Peptide over any other pharmaceutical grade ingredient. This is amazing. Going forward, we have a few pictures to look at. You saw some of these pictures. This is a picture of an 84-year-old lady. Look at her fingers in 8 weeks. 8 weeks on BioCell Collagen at a minimal dosage, and this was the results in 8 weeks in an 84-year-old lady. It didn't take her 8 weeks to get that condition, but it only took her 8 weeks to get rid of that condition. Okay, so moving forward, we'll talk about Dr. Lou Brady. Let's stop here for a second. Dr. Brady is a friend of ours. He's amazing. By the way, we don't pay for endorsements. Our company does not pay for endorsements or advertisement. Everybody who uses this product, there's a lot of well-known, prominent people who use it, and they use it because they want to, not because they were paid to. In fact, they pay to use it. And so Dr. Brady is one of them. He happens to be the first doctor to do a hip replacement surgery. Total joint replacement. He helped to pioneer that procedure into our country. He's amazing. And he said in 40 years of practice, he's never seen a nutraceutical or a pharmaceutical that rebuilt the cartilage the way this does and supports the surrounding tendons and ligaments and tissue. Surgery should always be a last resort. But guess what? If you do have surgery or if you've had surgery, what does your body do? It builds up scar tissue, right? And scar tissue turns into the big bad A word later. Okay? Hyaluronic acid breaks down scar tissue. So I've had people say, no, I already had a knee replacement, I don't need this. You need it more than anyone else needs it because you've probably got scar tissue and calcification and, nerve damage and everything else. This is going to help to speed the recovery process, break down scar tissue. All right, and Dr. Brady recommends it. He and his whole family are on it. Also, the NutraCosmetics Summit. You guys heard of New Beauty Magazine? It's about this thick, like an encyclopedia, and it has all the doctors and surgical procedures and pharmaceuticals. They actually featured BioCell Collagen, which is not a pharmaceutical. It's all natural. And they featured our ingredient as an ingredient that is the only one of its kind, and it fills in wrinkles from the inside out. It thickens the hair and make your hair grow. Some of you may have heard me on Dr. Kifa's show talking about my daughter. Her hair broke off from above her ears all the way down. And she's a teenager. That's so traumatic. And of course, I made her cut it off. That's ugly. We're going to cut that off. She's crying and I'm crying. But you know what? This ingredient, she's been using it, and it's made her hair grow over 6 inches. It didn't grow for 3 years. It's grown over 6 inches now, completely out. We cut it, grew again, cut it, grew again. Now her hair is down below her shoulder, and she got her curl structure back. For those of you who understand, she's biracial. So to get her curl structure back after that damage is, very unlikely. You can pull on a curl and it springs right back up. It's healthy hair. That's what this ingredient does, and we have that recognition through the NutriCosmetic Summit that it gives the same results as cosmetic procedures that people go out and pay a lot of money for, but it does it from the inside out, okay? And again, I just want to reiterate, if it's doing it on the outside, what's it doing on the inside tissues, right? So moving forward, here's some pictures, and we'll just go through these quickly. Here's Jeff. Thank you, God. I want you all to look at Jeff's nose and ears, because there's obvious things. There's his neckline, and there's his hairline filled in where it was receding. The brown age spots are fading away. The red discoloration in his skin tone, that's a condition. We won't talk about it, but balanced out. Okay, but what I want you to see is his nose and his ears, 90 days later, they're a lot shorter. And the reason for that is that our nose and ears are made up of cartilage. That's why they say it doesn't hurt to get your nose, your ears pierced, right? I differ with the ear thing. I just got mine pierced for the first time in 37 years. I'm the biggest baby, and I cried. And the little 5-year-old told her mom, I don't want to do it anymore. But your nose and ears, it's all cartilage, okay? So look at his. Now, if it grew back in his facial structure, what do you think happened to his knees and the rest of his cartilage, his hips and the rest of his joints? And by the way, Rick has a CD that I want you guys to go home with today, and it's with Dr. Louis Arendt. Dr. Arendt works on all of the pro athletes in Miami, and he does cranial treatments on them. He said we have 67 joints in our skull. And we're talking about the cartilage and the joints. How many people are thinking about your brain? Nobody, right? I didn't even know we had joints in our skull, but now I do. And he adjusts those joints. He can completely adjust them, allowing blood flow and oxygen and hydration through those tissues, through those joints. And he uses the Jusuru, by the way, and he's doing his own clinical studies on that as well. And it's amazing because he's working with guys who have had trauma to the head. He's working with guys who have had concussions from the NFL, guys who have been hit in the head with a baseball, pro athletes, and that's who he works with. So, where are we here? Did we miss some? Okay, going forward, these are just obvious, and people with acne, and they get the scarring. And going forward, here's where I want to stop for a second. Kay Clark, she's been on many of our public calls that we've done. This picture was taken within 1 month, right? She didn't start using it in April. She started months before that. But in April, she had heard us talking about increasing the amount she was using and taking a higher amount, and that the more that you use, the body actually uses it. You're not losing any of it. So Kay, she decided to put us to the test, and she started using 4 ounces twice a day. She doubled up. The bottle, the company recommends 2 ounces twice a day. That's what their clinical studies were based on. All of these pictures are based on 3 to 4 ounces twice a day. The more you use, the faster it works, the more dramatic it works. The body uses all of it. So Kay put us to the test 2 days shy of a month. Look at her results. You see those deep creases along her jawline? You see this crease from her mouth to her chin? You see all of this inflammation? You see this line underneath her chin? Look, it's all gone in 1 month on an increased serving size. So it's just, that's the effect, that our body just soaks it up. It's using it. Moving forward, here's a picture of Marie. Did you know that your teeth are made up of bones? And our bones are made up of collagen, right? I used to think anyone over the age of 60 just had a cup in the bathroom and they had some teeth in it, because my grandpa did and my dad did and everybody did, you know? So I was scared to go to the bathroom at night because I just walk in there and the little nightlight is shining right over these teeth in a cup. And it's because whatever the body is losing, it begins to compensate. If you lose a lot of weight, what happens? You get saggy skin. It's because underneath your skin there's a layer of fat. The body will pull and compensate and pull from that fat. What happens, you start getting older and you're losing bone density, the body's going to pull from the teeth. And so when we get older, our teeth get weak and they start to break down, the gums and the tissues get weak, and you start losing teeth, right? So our bones are made up of collagen, our teeth are bones. So look at her teeth, this bottom gap, look at it filled in 1 month. And look at her gum line. I don't know if you can see it here, if it's very clear, but very transparent. And in 1 month later, look at how thick it becomes. It's amazing. And that's in 1 month. So again, I just go back. If you can see it visibly on the outside, what's happening to the bone density on the inside, what's happening to the tissues on the inside. So moving forward, and by the way, Marie, she was chugging it out of the bottle. We don't even know how much she was taking, because we told her take 3 ounces twice a day, but she said, I don't know, I just drink a whole bunch of it at a time out of the bottle. So we don't really know. This woman had a condition where she was losing all of her hair. It was just falling out in patches. And there's a condition that causes that. She has a beautiful head of hair. A beautiful head of hair. Moving forward, you can see this also in Peter. He's 80 years old. And he certainly didn't use this to grow his hair back, but that was a side effect. Look at his hair is thicker. It's coming in more resilient. It sticks up. If your hair sticks up or you have curls that spring up, it's healthy. It's resilient. Our hair is made up of protein. And that's what collagen is. Brian, in 2 weeks, you can see his hairline filling in and getting thicker. It's amazing. Audrey, here's where I want to talk about with Audrey. And this is the last picture that we'll go over. I believe it's the last picture. Audrey is really impressive because if you take a look at this sagging skin and all the wrinkles, it's just hanging there, right? There's no structure to her tissue. There's no collagen. There's no color. All right, if these were the results on the outside in 90 days, the color came back. Her skin is tighter and thicker. What happened on the inside? Imagine this picture here with that loose, sagging, wrinkly, non-existent pretty much, right, tissue. Imagine if that were your pancreas. Do you think it's producing insulin? If that were your arteries dry up and they get hard and full of plaque, is it pumping blood flow and oxygen through your body? If that's your thyroid, what's up with your metabolism if that's your thyroid, right? And so this is so important to see visibly the reflection of what's happening on the outside reflecting on what's happening on the inside. Now, Audrey didn't just have cosmetic results. She also had horrible pressure in her eyes. There's a condition that causes the pressure in your eyes to fluctuate. Okay, her eyes are perfect now. The pressure has gone down, and she has actually got a 20/20 eyesight, and she's in her 70s. So also she had her thumb would not move from her index finger. She had very stiff joints in that hand. It's fine. She has full mobility. So, I mean, these are real people with real results, and it's happening from the inside out. So.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, what I wanted to do while you're showing all of this is I want to take a moment, if Nancy doesn't mind, to explain to you all why that happens. Okay. Because we will look at some of these testimonies and it's like, how is this possible? to show you my little quick illustration so they get it. The body is composed of over 70 trillion cells. How many cells in the body? 70 trillion. Some of y'all didn't say nothing. I don't know if you're in the body or not, but anyway, you got 70 trillion cells. Some books say 60, some say 70. I like the number 7, so I stayed with 70. So the body has 70 trillion cells. You all paying attention now. You got to watch this. Every 60 seconds, every 1 minute of our life, millions of cells die out, but millions of new cells are manufactured every 1 minute of our life. Every 1 second of our life, get this now, 1.7 million cells die, but millions of new cells are manufactured every 1 second of our life. Every time I snap my finger, 1.7 million cells in our body is dying out, but millions of new cells are being manufactured. So the moment, the second, the instant we change, add better nutrition, more alkaline water, more positive thoughts, more exercise, any of the above, the next second, the body makes healthier cells. Are you all listening? How long does it take for our body to make healthier cells? 1 second. 1 second. The process of making healthier cells in the body is called regeneration. Called what? Regeneration. What is it? Regeneration. One more time. Regeneration. That's what she's talking about. The process of making healthier cells in the body is called rejuvenation. Called what? Rejuvenation. The process of making healthier cells in the body is called healing. Called what? Healing. Now here's the magic one. The process of making healthier cells in our body is called age reversal. So, if you think about it, the cells that our body is making this second can in fact be healthier than the cells that died out a second ago. Thereby at a cellular level, the degenerative process, the disease process, the aging process is slowing down and starting to reverse itself. This whole process is what we call the inner physician. Scripture says, physician what? Greater is he that is in me. So now where's the physician? Everybody point to yourself and say the physician is in me. Where is the healer? The healer is in us. Now watch this. As long as you have breath in your body and your heart is beating, this is going on. So the body's taking everything that it can that we provide for it and trying to do this. You know, if you cut your skin, we'll build new skin. Do you know if you break your bones, you build new bones? Rick Tabby on Saturdays, he has this video that he shows us, this DVD that they made, and it shows you what happens as we age. She's been saying we start losing this hyaluronic acid. Rick has showed us this video every Saturday, and it looks like we have this army of 100 people when we start out. And 15 years, was it 10 or 15? How many years is it?
15 years.
Every 15 years, we lose 10% of it. So at 30, we lose 10. At 40, we lose 10 more, that's 20. At 50, we lose 10 more, that's 30% of our capacity to rebuild ourselves. So we're losing this. That's 50. At 60, we lose 40%. At 70, we lose 50%. At 80, we lose. Can you all see why we won't be able to repair if we're losing this hyaluronic acid that that's why I said, let me just say it to you a way that I explain it. And then when Jasuru said to me, if you drink 2 ounces, just 2 ounces, what we're getting ready to give you a sample of, just 2 ounces twice a day, 2 ounces in the morning, a.m., and 2 ounces in the evening, p.m. This is what I heard Nancy say. She said, if you do this for 28 days, your body's capacity to do this over here will improve not by 6, not by 60, not by 600, but by 6,000%. Do you all understand that? So you got to hear Empress's story about her son who's a bus driver in New York, got shot and was paralyzed from the waist down. They said he would never walk again in life. She didn't give him 2 ounces twice a day. These testimonials are 4 ounces twice a day. Now, if you do 2 ounces twice a day and you get 6,000% in 28 days, if you do 4 ounces, you get 6,000% in 14 days. And if you do 8 ounces, like her girlfriend's turning the bottle up, you get 6,000% in 7 days. And Empress was giving her son a bottle a day. In 3 days, he felt his urine in his bowel movement. And when he left the rehab center in 6 weeks, his toes and feet were moving. The doctor changed his diagnosis and said he will walk in less than a year. Give Jasuru a hand. And give yourselves a hand because you're willing to come and hear something that'll change your life. Don't live with pain. Don't learn how to live with discomfort. Don't figure out how you're going to be disabled. If the body has the capacity to do this, work with it. Give it something to work with. Now think about it. Every 28 days, the body is trying to rebuild and replace all these tissues that are worn and diseased, right? The average lifespan of a healthy cell is 28 days. If you have diabetes, your cells are not living 28 days. That's why you don't heal. That's why you can't cut yourself if you have sugar. You can't cut yourself because you don't heal. And if you're not careful, you're going to start losing toes and feet. And they're going to cut you off below your knee. Then they're going to cut off the other leg. And we're on the radio and TV for 30 years saying rebuild the body. So don't walk out of here with the lack of understanding that the body will rebuild itself. And then understand that everything was created and put here that we need to rebuild this body. We just got to be wise enough to know what it is and humble enough to do it. Sometimes it takes more courage than discipline to change. Every 30 days, we have all new skin cells. Every 90 days, we have all new tissue cells. That's why we're saying 90 days. It takes 3 to 7 years to rebuild the bones. How many years? So y'all don't be looking for that arthritis and bones to be better in 90 days. Come on now. Don't play God like he's some kind of wizard. You know what I'm saying? It's not the Wizard of Oz. You got to give the body something to work with, right? But it takes 28 days to change the pattern, the rhythm, the matrix in the body. So the body is on a rhythm. We got to interrupt the rhythm and set it in a new course. And once we set it in a new direction, we got to build on that foundation day after day. You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. People say, well, I got to stay on that the rest of my life. Well, you know what? You got to eat. You got to use the bathroom. You got to do a whole lot of stuff the rest of your life. But take charge of your health. Because regardless of what is being negotiated in Washington, we're here today. And I'm going to give it back to Nancy. We're here today. You are in the body today. Right now, you're in the physician is trying to repair some damage. How much insulin will a pancreas make that looks like leather? How much oxygen can the lungs produce if they're dry and they're not being able to rebuild themselves? How can the heart work when it loses synchronicity, it loses its rhythm, and we don't have the intelligence or the humility to try to give the body something different? Certainly we are more intelligent than that. Certainly we know better. And we can do better when we got something to work with. We got something to work with. Nancy, we love you, woman. This is your stage. Thank you. Thank you, Detroit.
She is awesome. Is that recorded? I want a copy. But it's true. Where are you going to be? I always ask people in 90 days, where are you going to be? In your body, in your life, what is it going to be in 90 days? Not going to be what it is today. So is it going to be better or worse? You got to step out and make choices. Are other people going to make it for you? You're going to sit in a doctor's office and wait in the waiting room for 2 hours for that doctor to spend 5 minutes with you and charge you hundreds of dollars, right? To tell you, well, there's nothing we can do to fix it, but take this medicine to take away the symptoms, and then you're going to have to take this medicine to take away those symptoms, and then on and on and on. Right? When we're giving you something, you don't need medicine. You don't need to sit in a doctor's office for 2 hours. This is a sure thing. This is the real deal. It's what you're already made up of. It's just depleted, and we're putting it back in. So there's all kinds of choices we make in life, and this is one of them. You don't have to just learn to live with pain, like Dr. Kifa said. You need to learn to live without it. If you're going to learn anything, learn to live without it, okay? So I know that we have just an amazing people here. Dr. Kifa does this every Saturday, okay? And guess what? Our company will actually give you this product for free. So you have nothing to lose except the pain, right? We're going to take a toast here, and we're going to talk a little bit about the meaning of Jusuru. It means to live. And so we're going to take a toast to life. And yeah, in the meantime, is there anyone here that's already using Jusuru? Yeah? Okay, I want to take like 5 testimonials, but fast ones. They have to be fast because we're going to get... So the first 5 people up here, Irv, come on, you're amazing. And you have one? Come on up. 5 people. You have one? Okay, come on up. Okay, so let's start with you.
Okay. I started my daughter, she's 38 years old. She worked at the factory, and she cut on her thumb, she cut a little piece of meat off, and it healed, but that was last year. And so this year, I just started her on the this is what, August, I think she got hers early July. And she told me on the third day, I told her, record everything, let me know everything that you feel, pay attention to it. So it was really within that week's time, said she was laying in bed watching TV. She said that thumb was hurting real bad, and it hadn't been doing that. It hurt real bad, and she was like, oh my God, my thumb is hurting. What is that? So she called and told me. I said, I let her listen to your CD that Dr. Kiefer gave us, where you gave the testimony about your mother. And your mother was saying something about it was pain or something. You said, do not go off of it. So when my daughter told me real quick about the pain in her thumb, I told her, it found where it needs to go to. I said, it's letting you know it's working. I said, don't worry about it. That's a good sign. Just keep on. I said, and she listened to that CD, and I said, remember what the lady was saying about her mother? And she told her, don't stop. So this is, she's about to end her 1 month, and she noticed her foot had been puffy. The puffiness went down. She said she took pictures. I'm wondering if it was anything else. But anyway, I just started my 4 bottles. I got it in the mail 2 days ago, so I'm on my 2nd day.
Oops, sorry.
And by the way, that's called, thank you. By the way, that's called retracing, okay? And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. When your nerves and your tissues are dead, you don't feel them. But when you start feeling it again, and it doesn't matter what you're feeling, thank God you're feeling it, right? So that's called retracing. If you start feeling anything, tingling, or any kind of achiness, that's your tissues coming back.
So you see this picture?
Oh my goodness.
What's the year?
2005. Look at Dr.
See this
Kiefer.
9 years later?
We have to have it before and after. We have to
See
have
my before? And all I'm going to do is show a picture. 2005, 2013.
Oh my goodness, wow.
2005, 2000. You guys that watch me on TV are saying you're getting younger. And I wanted to show you, you're not exaggerating. I am getting younger. 2005,
wow.
2013, 2005, 2013, 2005,
Oh my goodness.
2013, 2005, 2013. I don't mind showing it because I got it before and after. I'll show you my before, after.
Wow.
2005, 2005. 2013. See, we don't endorse nothing that don't work. Know that about Dr. Kiefer and Skln for Life. We don't endorse nothing that doesn't work. 2005, you see the date from a TV show, 2013. 2005.
You know the saying, go big or go home?
Go big or go home. 2005, 2013. 2005, 2013. You see me there?
Wow. We need that side by side on a picture.
I
want to put it.
Yeah.
I want to add it to my collection.
And Mason said I look 70. I don't look 70. Do it? Y'all don't. Hey,
you
don't
know
mess
why?
up now.
I think Mason needs to double his dose because his eyesight might be.
His eyesight is bad. He looked at this. He said she looks 70 on here. I don't look 70, but I look a lot older in 2005 than I do at 61 in 2013. God is good.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah, tell your name and what's your experience.
My name is Mary Gibson. My name is Mary Gibson. Am I talking? Can you hear?
Yeah, come on up here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, just hold your mic up.
And I'm a curious person. The last time I participated in anything like this was with aloe vera, and that was probably 20 years or more ago. So I heard about it on the radio, and I said, well, let me go over there and see what it's like. And anything like this was with aloe vera, and that was probably 20 years or more ago. So I heard about it on the radio, and I said, well, let me go over there and see what it's like. So I came over, and I bought 1 bottle, and I'm documenting what changes or what's going to happen with it. As of yet, I have nothing, but I'm going to continue to participate because I'm curious to see what this wonder thing does.
Yeah, and let me just let everyone know, one bottle, here's what we tell people. One bottle is going to last you about 4 days, okay? You want to take 3 ounces in the morning, 3 ounces at night, at least your first couple bottles, okay? But the clinical trials are based on 90 days. So we tell people, don't try it. It's not a taste test, but use it. Give it 90 days because like Dr. Kifa said, you know, your body goes through a process of regeneration, and it's not an overnight process. But I commend you because you took the first step. You're trying it. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. Irv, he's amazing, by the way. Irv is just, he's been on this product for over a year now, right?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so.
Let me start in the beginning. When I was introduced to Jasuru, specifically, I had a challenge in this finger. I had fallen off a truck onto a steel plate in a scrapyard. My entire body weight and the drop were completely absorbed in one finger. And unfortunately, I didn't break anything. All I did was rip out the cartilage, the ligaments, and the banding. And when it was looked at medically, the specific diagnosis and prognosis was, if you want to eliminate the pain, eliminate that finger. And for me, that wasn't an alternative, and I was blessed with the introduction of Jasuru right at that time. Began to use the product just normal. We're going to recommend an amount, which is 2 ounces twice a day. 3 days later, I had some intense pain beginning to flip around in this finger. Didn't know what was going on, but I figured it was all good. And by the end of the week, the swelling was starting to go down. I had a little movement without major discomfort. By the end of the month, I had pretty much normal movement, a little pain if I tried to do anything aggressive. And within a couple months, it absolutely is back to total function. Now, that was remarkable for me, but let me tell you the other side of Jasuru. My father, who unfortunately has recently passed at 96, was introduced to the product at 95, and he had severe arthritis in his knees. I mean, it was debilitating. He couldn't stand without major pain. And he was a really negative guy when it came to alternatives. And I said, Dad, I don't know, what you think of this, but I know what it's doing for my finger. It can't possibly do anything detrimental to you. Let's get it started. And we put him on 4 ounces twice a day. And we continually and consistently made sure that he continuously enjoyed that every single day. Well, again, I was at 95. And as he became 96 in January of this year, that was his 7th month on Jasuru, and his first knee complete resolved. No pain at all. And 2 months later, in his 9th month, he was actually, and this is unbelievable, he was doing stair climbing exercises and doing this kind of stuff without any pain at all. So understand it is a process, and we all need it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One
Wow. One more? Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lillian Dunson, and I'm going to try to be brief, share my Jasuru testimony. My hair was ripped out in the top approximately 2006, and when I took Jasuru for the first time in February, beginning of February, I didn't even think about before and after pictures or taking it. I did take a picture, but it was just a regular picture because it had been like that for so long. It grew on a little bit. I think there was nerve damage and whatnot as well. And started taking the product and then started hearing about people's hair growing, even men who had lost their hair in the top and the center for many, many years to the point where it was just skin. One guy said, well, he referred to his hair as a airplane landing because he had a little piece at the top, and it was clear here and all the way around, just smooth. You couldn't even see the holes or where there was ever hair. Filled completely back in. So I decided to take a closer look at my hair, and when I looked, it was growing. It was growing in places it hadn't grown in years, and I was able to cover it up because my hair was so long, I could cover it. So a lot of times people never even really knew. So I'm just going to show you a brief picture, and now my hair is about 2.5 inches in that area. And I took some before and after pictures. I took the after pictures the first time I came here, I think it was in June. And actually, the reason I kept calling Dr. Kifa and saying, hey, I didn't get the pictures, because I took 3 pictures and I only got 1 after picture, so I guess it's still in Empress's phone, because I showed exactly how long it had grown at that time, but I didn't see. That's why I kept calling saying, where's the other picture?
Okay.
But anyways, let me just show you real quickly, and I'm going to give the good to meet you, Nancy, finally,
So I
back to
have a
Nancy.
face now with Lillian Dunson, because she brings guests onto our calls every week, and we do a giveaway when you bring people, and so now I get a face with the name.
Kind of how my hair looked. I don't know if you guys can see.
Okay, do the one on the back cover. You can see it
Oh
better.
yeah, look at the back
The
cover.
back cover.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Not as thick as I wanted yet, and like I was showing when I first came here, it's about that long now, and it's filled in different
Wow.
areas. And here, I had a spot where a young lady did my hair, and she put
She needs some mic so we can get it on the camera.
Okay. Either one. But right at the top here, I didn't have hair there, and a little, about the size of a nickel patch. And what happened was years ago when they came out with the French rolls with the no pins and the pin curls with no pins, well, I didn't know the young lady was going to put hair glue on my hair, and she hair glued that pin. So for years, I didn't have hair in that section, but I could always cover it up. And so it's grown back in as well. So for me, like I said, I wasn't even expecting, I didn't even think about that because I was living with it, you know, like that. And when I looked up, now I have hair there. So that's my testimony, and I'm sticking to it, and this product really works. And I won't do a product if it doesn't work. I only do products that will help people, because I feel if you help people get what they want, you're gonna you get what you want in return. So anyways, great to meet you.
Oh my goodness, that is awesome. Wow. And your hair is beautiful.
Give her a hand.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, you can't give her a hand. You got Jasudu in your hand.
This
Does
one?
everybody have
You want
Jasudu?
this back?
Are you guys waiting for your toast?
Okay.
Nancy, we do a different kind of toast. Who doesn't have Jasudu? Raise your hand back there. Okay, we got a few people with no Jasudu. Can we guys keep your hand up so they'll know that you're coming? Gratitude. Peace. Compassion. More money. More better money. Y'all silly. What else? What else? Patience. Perseverance.
Perseverance.
Organization.
Organization.
Discipline.
Discipline.
Regeneration.
Regeneration.
Jisudo. To your health and wealth.
Swish it in your mouth. You got a
you
very
very much.
high absorption rate in the mouth. So Nike, step aside. We have a new swish.
So Nancy, as we introduce them and invite them to take the 90-day challenge, make a 90-day commitment, what I love, because I saw that Yusuf was doing this, and this is something that we've been doing for decades. What we ask you to do is we ask you to rate your health. So everybody just think on your own personal experience, what's going on, and if you can't think of anything for you, think of somebody that you really care about. Think of 3 things. If you can improve these 3 things in your life in the next 90 days, what would those 3 things be? You don't have to say it out loud. I want you to think about it. And then if you're willing to take a 90-day challenge with you, we're going to give you a form to fill out. And it's just all you're going to do is rate your health. Say you got pain in your knees. We want you to rate the pain from 0 to 10. 0 means no pain. 10 means where's the pain medication. So we want you to rate your pain or rate your condition, right? And then in 30 days, oh, the other part is that you got to take a picture. You got to take the picture day 1, right? 30 days, we want you to measure the condition again and take another picture. Ready? 60 days, we want you to do what? Measure the pain and take another picture. 90 days, you ready? Measure the pain, take another picture. Now, if you start noticing like a lady that had hammer toes since she was 16, if you start noticing after 2 weeks your toes are straight, take the picture. Don't wait for, you know what I'm saying? Don't wait for 90 days, 60 days. Just take the picture and then document that it changed. Because, see, we can tell you what's happening for us, but we want you to witness your own body. The other thing that we want to do is that we want to work closely with you here. So Saturdays, you're always welcome to come, because when you start going through this retracing that Nancy's talking about, it has to go through what it did to get where it's at. So you may experience this thing rebuilding. Did you realize that when you get to the point that it's starting to degenerate, sometimes the pain disappears? And when you start regenerating, the pain comes back. So we got all these stages before the body starts to break down. And when it starts to break down, then you may not experience the symptoms. Plus, we've already tricked the nerves into thinking that it's no pain with all these painkillers. And the other thing that we do is we learn how to accommodate the pain. We learn how to walk without putting weight on the left foot. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know how to walk without bending your knees? Right? So, I mean, you don't even know that the knee. Wait, you know, I'm sorry. I just got to be real with y'all today. When we pray, we get on our knees. I had started requesting the chair. 61, I'm on my knees. Y'all see it? So I'm saying that because I know y'all, a lot of y'all don't get on y'all knees no more because you learn how to accommodate the pain, right? So you need to write that down when you try to get on your knees as a 10. Right? You all with me? So who wants to take a 90-day challenge? Raise your hand. Now, if you're not interested in challenging yourself, keep your hands down. If you want to challenge yourself for 90 days, let us know. And then what we're going to do right now is those of you that are willing to take the 90-day challenge, who wants to explain it? Me? You? I'm on the roll, huh? Just keep going. I'm on the roll. Okay, since I'm on the roll, let me explain the 90-day challenge. 90-day challenge is 2 ounces twice a day for 90 days. Everybody okay with that with the hand up? 2 ounces of juice twice a day for 90 days. That means that you're going to go through a bottle a week, 4 bottles a month. So that means that your commitment, not mine, because it takes people to do this, but it don't take a person. Because as you start doing this and try to tell people about it, they may go, give them the right to say yes or no. So that'll be 1 bottle a week or 4 bottles a month. And guess how many bottles is in the case? 4. So then what you're doing is you're committing to a case in August, 90-day challenge. That's your first month or first 30 days. You're going to commit to a case in September, and you're going to commit to receiving the case in October. And then I want you to look at your profile of how you rated your health. Look at your before and after picture. Then I want you to tell me what you think. Trust me, if you do it for 90 days, you're going to be set for life. The other thing that I like about this is if during this period you decide to tell 1 person per month to take the challenge with you, whenever you get 3 people who do what you're getting ready to do, 4-bottle commitment month means auto ship. Somebody say that for me. Auto ship? Everybody didn't say it because some of y'all don't want to do it, but it's all right. The ones that say it, I'm talking to you. Okay, auto ship. Auto ship means that you commit to having your debit or your credit card, commit to having 1 case of Jusuru shipped to your house every day for 90 days, every day for 3 months. If at the end of the 3 months you decide to continue, just stay on auto ship. 1 case a month. What did I say? You see how much Jusuru I want to drink? If you guys stay around here, every time we pour up a taste, guess what we do? We drink Jusuru. So I can't tell you I'm drinking 4 ounces a day. I'd be lying to you, you know. I'm drinking as much as you all come in here, I serve 2, I drink 2. It's just, did you tell her what's in this?
Yeah.
It's just 13 berries.
Yeah, you're good to double up. You want to double up. And by the way, after listening to Dr. Kifa, read the fine print.
What does the fine print say?
1 bottle a day or something. I don't know.
Okay, no, it's
said.
1 bottle a week.
I'm kidding.
No, 1 bottle a week if you're doing 2 ounces twice a day. Now, it's just juice. And what I'm discovering with this, the more I drink it, see, I have to show you a picture when my face started changing and how it changed, because I have pictures, and I'm going to bring different pictures so you can see it. My jawline came back up. My bottom jaw had sunk back, and my neck had started dropping. So whenever our videographer was taking my picture, he'd be standing down here. I was like, don't get that double chin. I was like, you stand way back and let me hold my head like this. See, I don't mind telling you all about my stuff. Some of y'all in the closet with it. Y'all don't want nobody to know, but I'm going to tell you so that you can witness and see it. But a bottle a week, right, is a case a month. So four bottles are in the case. So you commit to 1 case a month for 3 months. That's our 90-day commitment, right? And then if during that time you tell a person and they decide to drink the juice, or you tell 2 people, or however it happens, when you tell that 3rd person that takes a challenge like you did, the companies company's going to send you the next month free. How many people have 3 people and they're drinking free? If you're drinking free, raise your hand. Can you all stand up because I want them to see? All of us are not in the room. Kasia, do you have your hand up, Kasia, Empress? Give them a hand.
And can I say something?
Please.
Not only are you drinking it for free, but the company's paying you to drink it for free.
Right, because if
if you don't want it, though, you can send it up this way, but...
We're drinking free.
Free.
We're drinking free. Who would like to drink free? Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody raise their hand on that one.
Of course.
We got the right group here, Nancy. Okay, Nancy's going to do a special training afterwards to tell you how to drink free. But for those of you that are willing to take the 90-day challenge, you do need to have a credit card or a debit card. And if you sign up today, fill out the application and order a case of juice, right, and go on auto ship, we're going to give you a bottle of juice free today so that you can start while you're waiting.
Yeah.
So you all may not recognize that means anything, but if you buy a bottle from us, it costs $60. Now, if you go in Jamaica, it costs her $1,000 to get it through customs. So her bottle costs $100. Right. 100, 125, depends on how far she got to bring it to you. But anyway, $60. So if you bought 4 from us, that would be $240. If you bought 4 from the company, it's $140 plus shipping. You all see the difference? You can save $100. So you can buy it retail. We got plenty of juice, so you can buy it wholesale. But if you sign up today, we're going to give you a $60 value. We're going to give you a bottle of Jasudu free. All right? So on that, I'm going to turn it back to Nancy and Rick. Nancy. Okay, give her a hand.
Okay, so the first 5 people who commit to that 90-day challenge, it has to be your first time order. And by the way, there's a $39 registration fee in order for you to become a wholesale consumer, because even if you don't want to buy it, you don't want to pay $240. I really don't want you guys to pay $240. So I'm assuming everybody wants to get it at wholesale. That's a one-time registration fee of $39, okay? But the first 5 people who do that, the first 5 people who commit to a 90-day challenge, I'm going to throw in an extra half a case of product for you. Yeah. So, you can use that to increase your dose. I would recommend doing that. Or you can use that to get a couple people signed in under so that you can actually get yours for free next month. If you get your 3 people this month, next month and thereafter, you're taking it for free. We're going to talk more about that later. But we have applications here. So who wants to do the 90-day challenge? First 5 people, I need the first 5 up here. Okay, we got 1, we got 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay,
Nancy,
we got our 5.
Wait. That's not going to be that's not going to be fair. See, look at them. They're standing at the back of the room going, that's not fair.
Okay, so let's do this. I know what we're going to do.
Go ahead.
We're going to do a drawing. Everybody who commits to the 90-day challenge, we're going to draw their names, 5 names out. Is that good? That's fair.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. It's a raffle. Okay, everybody completes their application today. We're going to give you a bottle of Jusuru.
Okay, and we need all the applications up here so that we can do our drawing. We're going to do 5 giveaways, half-case giveaways.
This is how it is on Saturdays. Yeah.
That would be good.
So we're giving you all a flyer, and on the flyer it tells you on Saturdays at 11. If anybody needs a pen, let us know.
And stick around if you want to learn how to get your product for free. After we do our raffle, we're going to talk more about that, okay? Started using this. I just tried this restaurant. I loved it. We should go sometime. That's the conversation you want to have. Okay, I just went to a seminar. I heard this girl, she's really short, and she has a voice like Minnie Mouse, but, she said some pretty awesome things, and I don't know, I'm going to try it. All right, we have brochures, we have product calls. Dr. Kifa does this every Saturday, okay? And Freddie Prime, I mean, this guy here, I don't know if you know who he is, but Google him. He's a big basketball star. So, you know what? It's really simple. You don't have to explain this to anybody. If you can give them a brochure, if you can get them here on a Saturday, if you can get them on a Tuesday morning product call, we give away products on our product call. So if you bring a guest to our calls on Saturday or on Tuesday mornings, and your guest is chosen randomly as a winner on our call, we choose 3 guests every Tuesday. If your guest wins, you win. If your guest gets a half a case of product, you get a half a case of product. Okay? So it's fun. It's easy. All we're telling you is 3 people. You get 3 people to commit to a 90-day challenge this month, and next month your product is shipped to you for free. That's pretty good, right? But guess what else? You're going to get commission on those 3 people. You're going to get paid to take Jusuru for free. What's better than Jusuru is free Jusuru. What's better than free Jusuru is free Jusuru with a paycheck. And let me just tell you, let's say that you get those 3 people this week. Next Saturday, those 3 people come to Dr. Kifa's meeting, and they commit to a 90-day challenge. Our company pays weekly. So guess what? You just got your money back from what you spent today, right? In 1 week. So I don't know about you. I used to take out cash advances. And they would give me 2 weeks or a month to pay it back. Or your credit card, before your credit card statement comes in the mail, you've already got it paid back. And you're getting your product free. Guess what? You don't have to get 3 people every month. If you continue to get 1 person a month, 1 person every month, the company keeps sending you free product every month. How easy is that? And do you want to know what you'll be making in residual income after a year of 1 person a month? You keep getting 1 person a month, and if those people get 1 person a month, if everybody just got 1 person a month, you're making over $32,000 a month residual income after a year of doing that. And that's just all bonus on top of regenerating your own body for free. So how cool is that? As far as opportunity goes, there's no competition out there. You don't have to tell somebody why this is better than that one and they should start taking this instead of that. This is the only one. It's the only one of its kind. There's no duplication out there. Nobody can compete or conflict with what this does. Nothing's going to conflict. There's no medication altercations. There's no supplement that you're using now that this is going to hinder its effect or vice versa. This is just the components that make up your connective tissue. It's never been done before. So we have the only one. We're at ground floor level. The company is a debt-free corporation. They're locally planted here in Anaheim, California. It's not a company that's sending ingredients from China. This is right here in the U.S., okay? They're a debt-free corporation. They don't have to worry about, going on back order and can they keep up with production. They've been the leading formulator and manufacturer for companies all over the world for over 20 years. They've kept up with production all over the world. And so this is security. When you're talking about opportunity, you want to know that it's patented. Nobody can duplicate it. You want to know that they're secure financially, right? They can keep up. They're not going to go into debt or bankruptcy and you're out, they're not going to do that. And also you want to know that you can make a good income. Well, right now we're at ground floor level. You have a ground floor opportunity without the risk of a ground floor company. That's really rare. You're not going to hear that statement from any other company out there, I promise you that, because you got a lot of ground floor opportunities, but they're starters. They're startup companies. They're network marketing companies. We're not. We're GMP Labs, and we have the highest reputable history out there. I mean, everybody knows GMP Labs, and we have that credibility. So you have ground floor opportunity. Nobody knows about this product yet. You have a product that works. You feel it. You see it within 2 to 4 weeks. You're going to notice the difference. And so people know it works before they're ready to order that second case. The reorder rate is so high, there's your opportunity. So there's different levels, like I said. You can get your product for free. Share it with 3 people. We have brochures. If you can hand someone a brochure, it has pictures on it. Do you guys have those brochures here? I think you can get them from Dr. Kifa, but I'll show you one. You have? Okay. I have this one I'll show you guys. Just to show the simplicity, because anybody can do this, all right? If you can hand someone a brochure, flip it open, and there's different brochures. We have all kinds of stuff floating around. This is just one. You can hand somebody a brochure and say, do you know anyone with hands like that? Do you know anybody who wants to look younger? Can you imagine? Do you know anyone, you see this guy before and after, you think if that's happening on the outside, what's happening on the inside? Right? It's so simple to hand someone a brochure. The pictures speak 1,000 words, so guess what? You don't have to. And that's the simplicity of it. And we have these little ones that are amazing because guess what? People don't toss them aside. The little ones they put in their pocket, they keep it, they read it. So you can hand someone a brochure. There's the pictures. There's the bullet points. Keep it simple, right? The more simple, the better. And on the back of these brochures, there's a phone number and a PIN code. That's a full recorded presentation with testimonials on it. So if you can hand someone a brochure and say, you got to listen to this call, it'll explain how these pictures happened, and come to Dr. Kifa's on Saturday with me, that's as simple as it gets. And and I know Dr. Kifa and Freddie and Rick, they are amazing leaders. This is their community. They care about you guys. Anything you need, they're there for you. And they're the regional directors in this area, and Dr. Kifa. So to bring people to meet Dr. Kifa in person, that's amazing enough, right? People are going to come just for that. But once they hear what this does and they commit, 3 people, that's it. Make your list of 3 people, get your product for free, and above and beyond that, like I said, you get 1 person a month. If everybody just got 1 person a month, that's residual of over $32,000 a month after a year of doing that. Now, what if you didn't get 1 person a month? What if you cut that in half? What is $16,000 a month? What's that going to do for you? What if you cut that in half? What's $8,000 a month going to do for you? What if you can't get hardly anyone and you cut that? What's $4,000 a month going to do to change your life? So, for those of you who don't know my story, I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. I've never done this. I've never marketed anything in my life. My background is psychology and nutrition. My undergrad is psychology. Started working with children that had autism and OCD. And I went into nutrition because I realized how it affected their behavior, totally changed them without medication. And, this was not my thing. I was never up on stage. That's why I fumble around a lot. I don't know what to say, and I get all red and because I get nervous. But let me tell you what this did to change my life. Because I took money and I left my office that I worked for. I was telling Rick my story yesterday. I won't bore you with the whole long thing. But I left my office because I realized I increased that office by $300,000 in less than a year's time, just about 6 months' time, and I didn't get a raise. It didn't increase me at all. It increased them, but not me. And I have 2 kids. I'm divorced. My ex-husband is not in the picture at all. I don't get child support. And, it's just me and my kids. And my mother. Thank God for my mother. And she's on this. So I need her around a long time. But, I realized before I ever heard about Jusuru, it was in my spirit that I had a purpose. And why was I sitting behind someone else's desk, behind someone else's purpose? and I was fulfilling their dreams and their calling and their destiny, but mine was off to the side. And my kids were off to the side. While I was taking care of other people's kids and families, mine was off to the side. While I was fulfilling their dreams, mine was off to the side. And I realized, you know what? Only I can change the course in my direction, because I have a choice. There's a course laid out for me. There's a path chosen for me, but I have a choice to walk it or not. And I took hold of my own purpose, and I left my office, and it was really tough. It was a hard call, but I knew I had a destiny, I had a purpose, and I wanted to follow it. And that was before I ever found out about Jusuru. And I left there, and when I found out about Jusuru, all of my cash I had put into investments. Because let me just tell you, you're going to make money with this, don't keep it in the bank. And that's just my free tip of the day. Don't keep it in the bank. So my cash was in investments. And I was struggling because I didn't have a lot of cash on hand. I had a tight budget. I knew what my rent was. I knew what my water bill, my electric bill, my cable bill, and my groceries, and my gas, and my car payment, and my insurance, and all these payments everywhere coming at me. When I found out about this, I had to make a choice, and I decided to try it. So my little guy at the time, about 5 years old, comes running in. I hear his feet, his bare feet on the tile. "Mommy," and he's like, "Mommy, our TV's broken. Our TV's broken." And I said, "Why is it broken?" You know, I'm playing, I already knew. I didn't pay the cable bill. He said, "Our TV's broken," and he was so upset, you know. And I said, "Well, Mommy's going to fix it. Don't worry, Mommy's going to fix it." And I fixed it. Because you know what? I'm making over $30,000 a month. I more than fixed it. I took the money from the cable bill, my DirecTV bill, and I set out, and I made a choice that day. I'm going to do this. Because at that point, I had already researched, I had already been looking into it. I knew that if I don't get in now, you know, all my life I always heard from my mother, because she was, you know, she was involved in companies in the very beginning. Anybody heard of Noni? Okay. Well, Mr. Carey, he was a friend of my mom's. We were in the living room with about 4 of us before they ever launched. And I didn't market it. You know, I could barely stand to drink the stuff. I mean, I was like a kid. I was a teenager. You know, I've seen companies come and go. And I've always heard, do you want to be here or do you want to be here? Get in while it's new. Get in while no one knows about it. You know, I blew it off. I didn't blow this off. And this has changed my life. And I'll tell you, not everybody's going to come in and make $30,000 a month, or $40,000, or even $10,000 a month. But what would an extra $500 a month do for your budget? Do you know that most people go into foreclosure for less than $500 a month? But people can't keep up because we rob one bill to pay another bill. We hold the water bill off for 2 weeks so we can pay the electric bill. We hold the electric bill off so we can buy groceries. You know, we tell the kids, eat less so I can put gas in the car to get you to school. I've been there. I am a single mom, and it's hard. I was in tears the other day. I said, not everybody understands, but one day I'm going to have a platform for single moms. I'm going to have a platform to help kids who were raised by a single mom, because sometimes I can't be there. I'm other places making sure that their future is secure. And it's hard. It's not easy. But you know what? Opportunities come into your life for a reason. And it's not just helping other people. But as I'm out there helping other people, it came back around and it changed my life in ways I never asked for because I didn't know to ask. I didn't know the opportunity that was there until it was already given to me. And when you have a heart and a mindset to change somebody else's life, God's always going to change your life. So what goes around comes around. And we have now 12,000 people in our organization in about a year and a half's time, a little bit over a year and a half. And someone asked me, how did you build your business? One person at a time. One person, you look at them in the eye, you know who they are, they're not a number, they're not a name in your back office, it's a person that you know, it's a person you care about, and it's a person you pray for and you thank God that you were able to put something into their life that changed it. And when you do that, they're going to pass it forward. That person's going to pass it forward. It's all duplication. And my mom told me a long time ago, Nancy, it's God's concept of people helping people. And when you link arms with those people, and you come and you gather together here on Saturdays, and you bring people into a room of other people who can encourage each other, yeah, I used it. It changed me. This is what happened. It brought my sugar down. It helped me. I couldn't get up out of my seat. I was with a walker, and now I'm not. When you start getting people encouraged and you put hope into their life, then you deserve for God to bring that back to you. Okay, so if you can hand out a brochure, show the pictures, point out the phone number on the back. You never have to say the word hyaluronic acid. Can you get 3 people? Can you get 3 people here next Saturday? Because they pay weekly. They pay every week. So the faster you get your 3 people in, you're going to get your money back, and then you're going to start getting product. Can you get 1 person a month? Okay? So, all right, that's all that there is to do. That's as simple as it gets. 3 people, 1 person a month, company pays weekly. Get some brochures from Dr. Kifa, Rick, and Freddie, and God bless you guys.
One other thing, there's a presentation going on in the parking lot right now. The other thing I was going to say, to think of, I mean, just go through your cell phone and just put down the names and then invite them out. And you will be surprised how quickly, 1 person at a time. And it really, really works. In the last 30 days, we enrolled over 86 people. So that should give you some idea. The team, and the whole team did over 100, all right? And in Detroit, this is the ground floor. I don't know if you know what that really, really, truly means. When you're on the ground floor, there's only one way to go, and that's up. And the other thing is that you can do it. You can do it. And any business, when you go into business, and this is a business, when you go into business, you know what you have to have? If you're building any kind of business, you got to have capital. Guess what capital is in this business? It's people. And guess who we know? People. We all know. Each one of you, if we sat down, I can show you how you can list over 800 people. Starting with the categories of A, an accountant, your accountant, your neighbor across the street. We can go right down the list of people that you can think of. So make that list and invite these people, because we do have a moral obligation to help people. Because the more people we help, guess what happens? It does come around. It does come around, and it works. So while we want to thank you. Oh, one last thing.
Some of the people are saying they can't make it on Saturdays. First of all, on the back of those brochures, there's a recorded phone number. And so you don't have to physically be on a call to present it. You can actually put someone on a speaker and, put that call on. Or on Tuesday mornings at 11 o'clock, Standard Eastern Time, it's your time, 11 o'clock, we do a call, and we do giveaways on that call. So if you invite somebody and your guest is chosen as a winner, you also win. So Tuesdays at 11, get your guests on the call. Here's the number, 530-881-1400. The access code or PIN number, I think, is 166 938#. Is that right? Okay, awesome. 530-881-1400, access code 166938#. That's Tuesdays, 11 a.m. All right, get people on that call, give them the brochures, get them here on Saturdays, get them to listen to the recorded call. Whatever you have to do, you don't have to do it. That's the point. It's simple as that. Show them the pictures, get them on a call, get them here on Saturdays. So 530-881-1400, Tuesdays at 11, and everybody can be on that call. Okay? Thank you. If anyone has text messaging, I'm sorry, because we're going to do a training later, so I was saving some of this. But if anyone has text messaging, text 31996. 31996 is the phone number. Text the message Team 50, Team 50 into the message. Phone number 31996. In the message, type Team 50. There's no space in between, no dash, no nothing. And that'll give you 15-minute reminders before every call or presentation that we do. And if you want to be added to our email list, then you can get your information to Dr. Kifa or Rick, and they'll send it over and we'll add you to the list. But that's our texting alert 15 minutes before, and it gives you the phone number, the access code, everything, so you don't even have to write it down. Okay?